p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, September 27th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, I thank everybody for tuning in at the end of this week, last day of the trading week. You know, for the actual regular markets, the futures markets are closed now. Officially, everything closes in the stock market and after hours at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so about an hour and 46 minutes. But the ETFs are now no longer viable at least, for the general public until Monday. But this very well could be an explosive weekend for XRP. So we'll discuss the XRP technical analysis as always. We'll make sure to take a look at what John Deaton said about what appears to be the looming SEC appeal. I believe it's October, 9th? 8th or 9th is their deadline. So Johnny Deaton, he talks about that. So we'll take a look at that. We'll also take a look at a few other interesting news of notes here with XRP, or Ripple, I should say, because we do have some big news as far as the bank of in Turkey, the second largest private bank in Turkey, is allowing now the use of XRP. We've also had a few different withdrawals that have been interesting to the XRP community, so we'll talk about those as well. And then we'll take a deeper look at what's going on here. I've seen a lot of talk about invalidation and things like that. Now, the Golden Cross that they're speaking of being invalidated, you can look at it one of two ways. Sure, we could say it's been invalidated simply because well, let's go farther down into this, because there's several different areas. Because I know the Golden Cross in the smaller time frames, you could technically say pulled back, but as far as the higher time frames, nothing's changed. So in the 30-minute time frame, yeah, the Golden Cross switched to a Death Cross. That's 100% what we're paying attention to right now to make sure whether or not that this is just a lagging indicator, because that is very well what it might end up being here for this weekend. The fact that we stayed on top of this consolidation and our technical target, the 62, and let's go into more recent times. We'll go all the way to the end of this formation. 62.55 cents is still absolutely not invalidated yet. So the fact that all of this is still staying together leads me to believe, you know, we haven't flipped completely bearish yet. We're still consolidating the same range we talked about earlier today. This is the same exact formation we talked about yesterday. Coffee and Crypto, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I greatly appreciate that. Mark Caston, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. And if you are watching, please make sure to hit that like button. We have been failing with the likes in my updates and such, not garnering too much attention. And my content won't be pushed out amongst the broader viewing area. If you don't hit that like button, it doesn't show up in the news feed. So it's very hard for some of you or anybody to even see my content. So please make sure to do me the due justice of hitting that like button so I can, in fact, continue building an audience. After all, I'd rather continue building and going forward than standing still. I don't want to come here and do nothing every single day. I'd rather allow myself to reach more people and allow us to continue to grow this community, because I think we have something spectacular here and we really shouldn't be hiding it from people. We should be absolutely, everybody who watches, if you're used to the regular run-of-the-mill influencer, you should be very happy to push my content. Most of you won't, but you should be working with me so that we can help push the truth and we can help more and more people realize what they exactly need to do to get ahead in this new world that's coming, because it's not going to be pretty. So I thank every one of you. I thank the members of Tom's Army in particular, because without you, we cannot run these lives ad-free. During the lives themselves, we're ad-free. So just make sure to thank the members of Tom's Army. And then if this is on rerun, you have ads. So to give you a little incentive to come here during the lives would be, you don't want to watch the reruns and you want to do this in real time. So XRP right now, we have to invalidate that Death Cross in the 30-minute. And it's good news because we are bouncing off of the short-term support. UK Phil, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. No, I said this could be an explosive weekend. You'll have to watch the whole live, and then you can figure out why it's going to be an explosive weekend. But you won't know yet. You're just going to have to watch. It could be explosive price action. XRP World, welcome in. Appreciate you continuing to support, my friend. Jorge, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second day now in your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I really greatly appreciate that. And that is my face superimposed on there. I kid you not. Moza here and Bob Burtner, welcome in, and thank you both for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Lovelace Diamond Hands indeed, or diamonds. Diamond in a rough. Louisville, happy Friday to you, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for well over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon Badge. Greatly appreciate that continued show of support. And it's a little windy out here. We're getting some residual winds from the hurricane here in Michigan, so at least that's what they're saying. But it gets strong at times, so we'll see how it goes. But I certainly see if we just look at this, even from this formation, we know if we bounce off of here, we've got a nice 7% move up to about 62.5 cents roughly. But, I mean, I can see, are we building like an inverse little setup here as well? I mean, it's possible. I like how it's set up right now. I really do. Unless we break this formation, I'm very optimistic here, as I've said earlier. Now, yeah, it could go horribly wrong. And I talked about that in the short because, you know, I talked about positive momentum. That could happen, but then I had to find a way to put the, the possibility of the downward momentum as well. And if you can stay on top of all things here, you'll know if it stays above 58.5, we're in the clear. If it comes below that, then there's a possibility that it would come all the way back down, and it's not that far, to 57.7 in real terms. September 8th, uptrend would bring you somewhere around here at 55.2, and then below that is the 52 points, about 52.22, and that's the 2018 support that used to be resistance. Does the creation of RLUSD stablecoin reduce this? No, not at all. Nope. Doesn't really affect XRP's tokens as such. It is being used in the ecosystem, and it'll be able to, I mean, I can't say it doesn't really affect the XRP tokens because they're going to end up having to be used as a gas fee. So the tokens will be moved. So yeah, I guess in a roundabout way, yeah, it would dry up the... What? But I guess it... Ghost! Stop chasing the squirrel. That's Walter. Be nice to Walter. But, yeah, I guess in a roundabout way, it could lock up a little bit of the supply because if it's being used as a gas fee, you'd have to have a certain amount of XRP to be pushed. So, in a roundabout way, yeah, but not like what most people expect. But I think it could be an explosive weekend for one of two reasons. Whether it goes up or down, it's going to be an explosive weekend. But I'm looking more for an explosive upward boost up to that 62.5. I hope this doesn't get invalidated, only for the fact that I think we could use a little bit of positive momentum, and then it could drop the hammer on us if it wants to. But it's been my understanding that even if it comes up to 62.5, that's not overly bullish. It would have to get over, let's see here, 60.3, but ultimately over 63.97 for the rising channel resistance. We've got to get over that short-term resistance, start using that as support, and try to come up to the real resistance on the rising channel at 88.5. So there's a lot of stuff in between here. And yeah, I might sound like a broken record because I come in here every single day and talk about this, but I'm only a broken record until I'm not. You know, and eventually it's going to break this formation as it's broke every other one. And it's going to end up doing something spectacular. But until then, we've got the upward and downward volatility where it'll keep most people out of XRP, which is okay. You know, it's okay. The power of positivity as well, you'll notice it'll help transform the way you understand XRP. If you just look at it from the negative connotation, if you just look at it for what most people say, that it should be up 10,000% right now, or it should be at $10,000 or whatever, blah, 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 or that it owes you something, you're going to look at it from a negative standpoint and have that connotation that you're not going to be able to see what's been developing in front of you. Like the fact that we're in a better than 6.5 year consolidation, and the fact that we broke over the top of it is no reason to be negative. This is the time to have pure joy. You've waited so many years for it to get over this resistance, and it's in a downward fashion. So if it would have kept getting rejected, it could have brought us down into the sub 20, sub 10, sub penny if it kept going in such a fashion. There was a scenario for about 1.4 cents. So there's a reason to feel graceful, but also a reason to understand. The closer we get to the pumpkins, the closer we are to a crypto breakout. It happens every single year. We have a little dump or a big dump, and then we find our footing the last month and a half, 2 months of the year. I say this every single year like a broken record. And especially in the stock market, when the CEOs get paid based on year-end stock price, that's all you need to know. So like commodities and things like that. What did I say the whole week? Everybody's going to try to buy now, but there has to be some kind of rollover. And it happened the last couple days. Remember B2 Gold, 338, 336 sell? Remember I added to my option on B2 Gold? My position, I said exactly where I'd rebuy it back in. I have an option that I have at $3.50 maturing in the second week of January. If it hits 350, I get to purchase those shares when I bought the options at $2.32, which would be fucking fantastic. It would have to finish in the money, and I would have that option. But remember when I said I was going to rebuy the actual shares that I had? I had over 3,000. $3.15. $3.15. So pay attention to that, and that's a huge bull flag. So if you're not buying on the open on Monday, you could miss out. Hell, even if I should have bought it maybe at the end of the day here. I actually looked at it at the end when it was at 320, and I said, you know, it probably wouldn't have hurt to just buy it there. It probably wouldn't have hurt. And it would have let me not have to worry through the weekend that it's going to have some kind of volatility to start the week. Because it was at 320. That's me being greedy. That's a 5.3% turnaround. But I am looking for that back test at 315, 314 area, 315. So I'll take my chances. So pay attention to precious metals. Not particular commodities. I think the general populace is getting it so wrong on commodities. And we've made so... I mean, I can't even describe to you if you haven't been paying attention, just in B2 Gold alone the last several months, and then the little bit of an addition to First Majestic during that run up in the sale after 7.5. Now actually it was about 40%, but anyhow, bought the dip on B2 Gold at 322. Excellent. That's a great buy, Kryptonian, and like I said, I probably should have just bought it, because I might look at it at 330 on Monday. We don't know. It could be up 5-10% in pre-market if we have a good rise, but my whole thing was that gold and silver had such a volatile push up. It needed to have a post-rate cut after the initial boom. But now, the thing is, it doesn't have to come all the way to 25, 26. Maybe now the floor on Monday, it comes down to 26.16, or it does it sometime Sunday, and then it can bounce out of here. See, that's the difference of what happened. If we hold 26.16, it's going to be a nice hop, skip, and a jump to 28.60. And with silver, let me sneak this in here. We already know silver's technical destiny here. So let's just say it comes back down. As long as it doesn't invalidate that structure, we'll just modify it. 35.68, well, 35 plus. 35.58 is still that technical run-up. And we broke out of what looks like a megaphone pattern. So that's an extremely long cup and handle that was playing out. So I'm optimistic about where we're at. Now, obviously, all phases are a little bit different. Not everybody's going to play the commodities market like I do, and not everybody's going to understand it. But when I see opportunity, oh man, it happens quick. It happens quick. And this will be the last time that I buy and sell, by the way, as everybody knows. After this, there will simply be no reason, because I won't have a destiny of where it needs to back test. Like right now, I knew it had to back test around 315. So I didn't feel bad about selling it at 338. But now, with that back test, there's nothing left. If it holds that and rises up, we've got nothing to be able to get back in. So pay attention to that with B2 Gold. Don't try to do what I do all the time. And Kryptonian, I appreciate seeing you in here, my friend. I missed you the last couple nights. And thank you for being a proud and supportive member of Tom's Army. It means a lot to me. So, while I have the right mindset here, let's look at this. So, I want to start here. For anybody who didn't see, the second largest private bank in Turkey now supports XRP. But because I put this in the title with John Deaton, we'll start with this. SEC plans to appeal XRP judgment. Pro-crypto attorney John Deaton weighs in. So the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, reportedly plans to appeal the judgment in the Ripple XRP lawsuit. However, pro-crypto attorney and Republican primary winner from Massachusetts, John Deaton, believes the SEC has no grounds to do so except to stall the case further. Judge Therese ruled in July of 2023 that the secondary sale of XRP doesn't constitute a security. But as we've said a lot here, ladies and gentlemen, they would go after programmatic sales, and that's always been that linchpin that I know they can try to attempt, even though it's not going to work. That's something they could grasp straws at and make our lives a living hell for a little bit longer. Giving significant relief to Ripple, which has been fighting the SEC battle for over 4 years. The SEC believes XRP's ruling was wrong. According to Fox reporter Eleanor Terrett, a former SEC attorney revealed that the agency will probably appeal Judge Therese's July 2023 ruling concerning the XRP programmatic sales in the Ripple case. The former SEC lawyer revealed that many at the SEC believe Judge Therese's decision was wrong. Everyone over there at the SEC truly believes that the decision is wrong, that it's not good law and should be appealed. Lonzo Turner, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I sure did forget to do Velo last night. I apologize. Remember I had to leave early? I actually planned on doing it at the end and my mom showed up, remember? So I had to cut my live short at 45. So I didn't forget. The first thing I thought about when I ended it, I was like, damn it, I forgot. I didn't even get to fit in Velo. So I guess I did forget in a way. I should have fit it in quicker. While the lawyer didn't reveal what the agency thought was wrong with the ruling, I'll get to it today after I get done with this first reading. Ruling or the basis of the appeal. John Patak, thank you for being in Tom's Army for 1+ year and with the emoji badge, the I told you so, the I told you so badge, the emoji badge, and thank you for the $9.99 donation. I greatly appreciate that, and you also being in Tom's Army for well over a year with that I told you so badge. Means a lot to me, honestly. It really does. Really means a lot to me to see the support. It's actually very invigorating and very, very, very motivating. While the lawyer didn't reveal that the agency thought what was wrong with the ruling or the basis of the appeal, many in the crypto community were confident that the securities regulator would eventually appeal against it. The SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple in December 2020 under the outgoing chief, Jay Clayton, who exited the agency in January of 2021. It was the first major lawsuit brought by the SEC against the well-established crypto business. The lawsuit prompted several U.S.-based crypto exchanges to delist XRP from their platform. The lawsuit continued for nearly 3 years before the judge ruled that the secondary sale of XRP to retail customers was not a security. Now, SEC's Howey Test argument is baseless. Deaton was integral to the SEC Ripple lawsuits and litigated for over 2.5 years. He said that the SEC may use the Howey test as an argument to appeal in the case. According to Deaton, the judge didn't apply all 3 factors for considering the third factor has 2 prongs of the Howey test. The Howey test is a legal framework that helps regulators determine if a transaction is an investment contract and falls under the security category. Oddly enough, they put this in the place when they discovered the wheel. I kid you not. The Howey test was put into place well before any of the new age fundamentals with the internet and things like that. And it was basically put together at the time of the wheel. So we just had discovered fire when the Howey test was put into place. So how it can be used in today's terms, you know, it makes 0 sense to me as well as it should to all of you. It's kind of the way we run politics. You know, the central banks run the world, but each of us run around like chickens with our head cut off telling us the blue or red is better even though they're all demons. Yep, sorry, I better get back on topic. Investment of money. The transaction involves spending money or other assets. Expectation of profits. Investors expect to make money from their investment. Wow, 90 people in here. I'm shocked, honestly. I didn't know there would be so many people in here. I think the overwhelming results are people are getting sick of XRP, it sounds like, in my comments. You know, and when I do updates. So I love seeing all of you in here. And make sure to hit that like button. Barely half the people watching hit that like button. If you all knew how big of a hindrance it is if nobody hits the like button and how little YouTube will push the content, I think everybody would hit it. I really, really do. Common enterprise, there's a shared venture between the investors and those offering the investment. Reliance on the efforts of others. The expected profits are mainly from the work of others. If a transaction fulfills all 4 criteria, it is considered a security. However, in the Ripple XRP lawsuit, the judge didn't apply the third prong, i.e. common enterprises. Deaton believes the SEC could use this to appeal the case, but it won't make much of a difference. There would be a scenario where secondary sales could qualify as investment contracts because the facts meet all the Howey factors. But in the Ripple XRP case, the facts presented don't satisfy it. Thus, the case gets affirmed on appeal, but it doesn't prevent the SEC from arguing secondary sales constitute investment contracts in other cases. Deaton said the argument that the judge didn't apply the common enterprise prong won't hold, as the court has ruled that the secondary sale of XRP is not security, thus nullifying the Howey criteria. Lonzo, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Casper is cupping apart. It sure is. It actually reached one of our big targets here after that big dump. So it's moved up to an interesting resistance area. If it can break past there, it's going to be very, very interesting. So the SEC appeal against XRP ruling will be a waste of taxpayers' money. When has the Fed ever cared about wasting our money? They don't. They just print more. But remember, it's those greedy bastards and the corporations and the rich billionaires that don't pay their fair share of taxes, like that lady in the commercial says. It makes me sick that the rich don't pay their fair share in taxes. What makes me sick is that she honestly believes that, and she doesn't understand that she could do the same thing if she had enough money to invest and get tax write-offs, because the government gives these rich the write-off because they purchase real estate and such, which the government can now print 10 times in excess of what they loan out. So sure, they'll give a little bit back for tax purposes, but they're printing out a whole bunch more money that's actually costing you and that lady all this money. I wish everybody could really understand and weren't caught up in all the nonsense. But unfortunately, with 100% certainty, and normally I don't say with 100%, but this is 100% certainty, and we've got enough information and affirmations to know that this is true. Project BLOFIN was an outright success from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and they did it. They did it. They mind-fucked everybody, and the ultimate goal was to make everybody believe what they believe now. That I am not who you see in front of you. The pro-XRP lawyer also shed light on the scenario where an appeal court could rule that the judge erred in not applying the common enterprise prong. In that scenario, the case would go back to Judge Suarez for her to apply the common enterprise prong, and she would likely rule that the SEC didn't establish a common enterprise. If that happened, the SEC would lose again and then have to appeal all over. It makes no sense to appeal this ruling. On the other hand, if the judge rules in favor of the SEC, Ripple can appeal the case. Thus, the SEC's appeal would only prolong the case, wasting taxpayer money. You might want to look up a declassified document, advanced space propulsion, based on space-time metrics to show you how to jump in and out of space-time and free energy. I like this man's thinking. Oh, I like this man's thinking. I like that XRP world. MK, taking easy, and DJW. It's almost like we had an ultra set of circumstances there, huh? The SEC has also recently amended its definition of security related to crypto tokens. The agency recently amended the Binance complaint, admitting to using the term crypto token securities and promised to avoid using it. Tisk, tisk, tisk! But who can police the police? That's the question. Who can police the Fed? Who can police the Securities and Exchange Commission? Nobody. We already found that out under the Volcker years. And under the Greenspan years. Alan Greenspan came out and said, nobody can police us. We don't take the rule from anybody. So they're going to do whatever they say. This is the dog and pony show. We just have to be wiser, that's all. Before we get into this, I want to go into Velo, and make sure to hit that like button. Do me a solace. Just do me a solace. If you don't want to do me a solace, it's great. But do me a solace anyhow. Velo, minus 8.88% on the day at 1.821 cents. Velo's getting rejected so far at this handle. Yeah, this isn't a surprise at first because we built the cup and then we had the uptrending support built up for us just for the retest. This is why it's important, technical analysis. I know a lot of people are going, oh, what does technical analysis matter? Well, if you want to know what's going to happen before it happens either way, you got to know it. I drew this out for everybody the last time I was on here, and everybody knows I wasn't here yesterday to do this. I was here live, but I never got the velo. But look how I drew this out. It worked out pretty well. I think it worked out pretty well. FE4 Life, welcome back into Tom's Army for your 3rd month. Plus, with the emoji badge, actually, that's the XRP Meteor emoji badge. Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you for that, indeed. I haven't seen you in a while. I love seeing you in here, though. Velo has this cup, and it finished this handle, so I think Velo's getting ready for its next layer. I do. And the only way it would invalidate this is if it broke this uptrending support at like 1.75 cents, but it's already tapped it. Velo is very dangerous right now. Hey, thank you for that additional $2 donation, FE4 Life, and I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. You brought a lot of entertainment here during the lives, I must say. I mean, if this bounces off here, ladies and gentlemen, if this bounces off here, we got some beautiful noise that's gonna be made. Tanya, welcome in, love. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. Oh, hello, Tanya. I know you meant me as well. I'm just glad you say hi to everybody. Diamond is coming from someone who has little analytical knowledge, but has been in XRP since 20 cents. The way XRP is acting right now is not normal. I absolutely agree with that, Diamus. It's almost as if we're getting ready for an explosive move. I mean, that's the only way to look at it. And some people think when it's an explosive move and it can only be in the upward fashion. That's not true. Why can't an explosive move be in the downward direction? It's still explosive. If the ground falls out and XRP drops 20%, wasn't that an explosive move to the downside? I say so. But when I'm speaking this week, and I'm looking more in the positive direction, hopefully. 3 hour for Velo's a little bit bearish still in the 3 hourly. It's got a doji candle, but before it, we had like a weird kind of hammer, but this is kind of a bearish long leg doji as of right now. But it's got an hour and 16 minutes to flip around. But just pay attention to those short levels that I put there for Velo. I gotta finish this reading still. We've got a long ways to go in this live. We've got a long ways to go in this live, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're just walking in, tuning in, remember this. This is everything for XRP right now. That 58.5 is everything. Because that's what's going to be the predecessor to our 7% rally. As long as this holds, this is our predecessor. This is what gets us up to the 6.5% plus rally, up to that 62.3 cent mark. Actually, 62.5. And it's a pretty spectacular thing. And I hope it just does that, because we don't need to come all the way back down. I've been prefacing this a billion times. We don't need to come all the way back down, because technically, if you want to talk the inverse right arm, you could say it happened right here, where I made this. And then if it swings down, you would have to do that. But it doesn't need to swing down. That's why I'm showing both scenarios, so it doesn't catch you off guard. Right now, we should be looking at the upward trajectory. As long as 58.5 holds, we have a target of 62.5 in the short term. And if it goes to 62.5, I'm confident to say we should come up to that 63.9 cent area more than likely. That's the rising channel resistance. It doesn't seem to make much sense to come all the way up there to 62.5 and not tap 63.9. What I want to happen, and don't get mad, don't get pissed, don't shoot the messenger. What I want to happen is we break out, do this, boom, and out. If we do that, we are off to the foreseeable races. And I know XRP is a pile of shit. I would have to hear it over until the blue Sundays come out. But that doesn't need to come all the way down there either. What was the stopgap measure, ladies and gentlemen? We could stop at 62.5 and I would be just as satisfied, because that's the technical break up from here. And then it could back test the technical target of resistance as the new support. And then you could bounce around between 63.9 and 62.5. But we don't know which way it's going to take, so we like to speculate before it gets there. So guess what? Before it gets there, doesn't it make more sense to have that pattern finish out? I don't really see any reason why it doesn't come up there. I think that's what needs to happen. Nothing's going to happen until October 7th. I disagree. I think what would happen October 7th is this move would be finished. Or I think what needs to happen with this move, whether it wants to come to 63, 62, or get a fucking firm rejection, is that we've got Ripple dumping escrow on the 1st. They do it every single month, 1 billion tokens. And whether or not they lock up 70 or 80%, the initial impact is felt. So what typically happens, and this is what I'm saying because I've watched this for the last 4 years almost, what ends up happening is the price artificially goes up right before Ripple releases those tokens for the price just to go back to where it was at prior to the dump. And then it does what it's going to do. So right now I would anticipate if this is going to do this, it would take advantage of the thinly traded weekend, and we might be able to make a move here. And that's what I expect. Now, if it invalidates at 58 point, what is it in current times? 58.5, well, I'm not going to hesitate and be like, oh, well, if it comes below 57.7, we're screwed. Because then it's going to invalidate this thesis and come all the way down possibly to 52.24. Could have a stopgap measure at 55.28, which is the September 8th uptrend. So just remember that. So I've got a lot of knowledge in my head. So when people say, what do you think is going to happen? Well, it's not that simple, ladies and gentlemen. And most of the people who ask me that question tell me technicals don't matter. So I certainly am not going to struggle to try to explain it to you if you say that. You know, don't come in here asking me for favors if you're going to tell me technicals don't matter. You know, that's a no-no. So we are what our actions show. No. I don't want to eat it right now. I'll eat it inside. Thank you. I love you. How did it go? Good? Okay. Thank you. The second largest private bank in Turkey now supports XRP. So, and I talked about this earlier, but I'm going to repeat it because I think it's a very big news story. Garanti BBVA, the second largest private bank in Turkey, has expanded its crypto mobile app offering to include XRP. The prominent Turkish bank disclosed this move. How many of you have heard about this, honestly? How many of the 99 people have heard this? 73% of you have hit the like button. I'll take it. Well, if ChatGPT said it, damn it, it must be true. John Page has heard about this. JW says, I have, but only from you. All noise with the SEC, no appeal. Jorge says, yes, I have. Very exciting. Tanya says, no appeal. We'll see. The SEC is not usually in business not to appeal, but we'll see. The prominent Turkish bank disclosed this move in a recent notification accessible via its official website, noting it now provides services for XRP. XRP community figure drew public attention to the development on Wednesday. In the announcement, Garanti BBVA mentioned its ongoing effort to integrate new cryptocurrencies into its mobile app. Now it includes XRP, which the Turkish bank described as a crypto asset with one of the largest markets. Notably, in the latest round of integration, the bank also disclosed the addition of Arbitron, ARB, one of the top 50 crypto assets in the market. Following the latest move, XRP and ARB joined existing supported crypto assets like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Avalanche, Chiles, and US. I think Arbitron just joined BITUNIX as well, if I'm not mistaken, a couple days ago, at least on the future side. A stablecoin. The latest move by Garanti BBVA follows a previous announcement in which the bank hinted at a plans to expand its assets offering after a thorough monthly security review. In the announcement about XRP, Korkan Abali, general manager of Garanti BBVA Digital Assets, revealed that adding XRP to the mobile app was driven by customer feedback. Furthermore, Abali noted that interest in crypto asset custody and trading among customers is growing. He emphasized the bank's commitment to supporting customers throughout their crypto journey with robust security, excellent customer service, and cutting-edge technology. It is worth mentioning that Garanti BBVA is recognized as a crypto asset service provider following recent changes to the capital markets law. As one of Turkey's most prominent private banks, Garanti BBVA boasts consolidated assets of approximately $76 billion. That is a lot of money, considering that the XRP market cap at current times is right about half at $33.225 billion. That's a huge market, not even half. That's a huge amount of assets that they have, and that's Turkish bank. That's a privately assessed bank as well, the second largest in Turkey. Hey! Hey, Crypto Bob, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Says, always a pleasure, Tom. Keep the faith. Absolutely. I keep the faith because of the ones in my audience. As crazy as that sounds, no matter how many negative comments there are, I always find the better and the good with the positivity in the comments. Because the negative ones are trying to get their jollies off. The ones who are being positive are doing it for a reason. They've understood the value of love. When you do love instead of hate, it certainly opens up your eyes. The bank operates across various banking segments, including corporate, SME commercial payment systems, private and investment banking. Its diverse portfolio also encompasses subsidiaries specializing in pension and life insurance. Can we see the sun, please? Wow, Alex. Well, in Michigan, there's no sun, but if you're talking about sunny days, you know I'm very hard to not do it if somebody asks for it, so you never know if you're really speaking of the sun. If you're speaking of sunny days, you never know. Garanti BBVA's decision to incorporate XRP into its mobile app has wow, we're generating some positive attention for sunny days. And I've been doing it for 3.5 years, and I love that you all still love it. Has generated bullish reactions from enthusiasts. Many view it as a significant step toward mainstream adoption of XRP by major banks. It is a major step. It is a major step. But ladies and gentlemen, when XRP doesn't tell us what it's going to do, when it seems to be lagging behind, but you understand this, what does XRP generally do if it's going to have a run and Bitcoin and Ethereum are both running? It's going to wait until the flip of the next clock. And Ethereum and Bitcoin will then have a consolidation, and XRP is going to take all of that golden volatility to itself. I think a key giveaway here is the fact that XLM's up about 1.28%. I think XRP's meant to have a move. It's just waiting for the flip of the clock. And if I'm wrong, we'll lose the key area, and no harm, no foul. But ladies and gentlemen, XRP may be volatile. It may not be where you want it to go. But what do we say in these hard times? These high times of volatility, but understanding we know where it's going to go in the end. Yes, that sunny days emoji, anybody who's in Tom's Army gets that special list of emoji badges. I wish the general public could, but for whatever reason, YouTube's got to stick up their ass, and they'll only let you share your emojis if you're part of Tom's Army. I wish everybody could, though. Honestly, I would not make people be in Tom's Army to use my emojis. So, besides that, ladies and gentlemen, Tom, I'm going to have to stop you right there, son of a bitch. Oh, Jesus, Bob, why are you so mad? Tom, I watched some of these influencers. They told me that it was going up to $17 by the end of September, damn it. And we've only got a week left, not even, and we're still at the mid-50s. Bob, what did I tell you before? These... FE4 Life, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. He said markets are waiting for election results. I don't disagree with that, but guess what? Once the results come, don't be afraid to think after the new year that we might have a big dump in the markets. Tom, you know what? You singing your sunny days, acting like things are so easy. How come am I down 26% in the last 2 weeks? Oh my God, Bob, why are you down 26%? Tom, I got nervous when it got up near 65, and I decided, oh God, why didn't you listen to me, Bob? Tom, I'm getting sick of your truthful technical analysis. I'd rather just be tricked. What does that mean, Bob? Tom, it's good to have false hope. What about your pocketbook? My portfolio is struggling a little bit, but, the golden... All right, Bob, that's enough. I get it. Bob's the every man and woman, in case you haven't been introduced to Bob. He comes out all the time. Tom, I think that's a lie. When was the last time you heard from me? It hasn't been long enough, Bob. It hasn't been long enough. Ladies and gentlemen, the sun. Sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days, oh happy days, oh what a day, oh happy days, oh what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we did and we will and we have and we won't and we don't know. Oh yeah. Stay true. Stay blessed. Don't listen to the bullshit. Somebody said I'm losing it. Actually, no. When you see this, we're so together. Bob's losing it. Well, a lot of time I take great insult and I take disrespect with this insulting line. You know, whenever he comes back, he always makes me look like a jackass. And there's 100 people here. Well, a lot of time I thought you were embarrassed by me. Bob, why would I be embarrassed with you now when I have 23,500 subscribers than when I had 5 subscribers when I actually needed people to subscribe to make my station go round? Well, Tom, you know, the more eyes there are, the more people that might call the psych ward. Ooh, you know, Bob, that is a good point. We better get moving on here. Might get the wrong people called. Might get the people... See, Bob's a sick son of a bitch. Always puts that thought out there, you know? Anyhow, how is Ripple being sued by the U.S. government? Then his meeting with the U.S. government at Philadelphia Fed Reserve... Because they both wash each other's hands. Because they're working together. I'm telling you. I've been saying this since 21. Both sides of that coin are the same. You don't even need to look any deeper. Just listen to what I'm saying. Both sides of that coin are the same. Cash deposited. Holy crap. Brian, thank you so much for the $4 donation through Cash App. I swear when I seen Cash App, I thought it was going to be Kryptonian. Because I think he's the only one who's ever sent me a Cash App one while I've been live on air. Brian, thank you so much for that. Special shout out to Kryptonian, too, for his generosity all the time. But, man... I think it keeps it fresh, though. See, some people might look at me as crazy, but you got to understand, there's a lot of different personalities that are going around in the XRP community. You've got the XRP's the greatest thing since sliced bread side of the community. You've got the XRP to 10,000 per token, and there's no exception, and you can't convince me otherwise. There's the XRP's the greatest thing that I've ever seen, and it's the only thing that can send money through cross-border payments, which I will never understand that logic. And then you've got the XRP's the biggest pile of trash. I've never seen a shit coin, a shit bag, or a shit stain so big in my life. XRP's the collective pile of horse manure. You know, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. So, I love it. Like, where else could I be where else could I be doing something like this? And be able to speak my piece at the same time. Well, Tom, I wish I could speak my piece as well, but where's my nutcracker? What the hell are you talking about, nutcracker, Bob? Well, Tom, you know damn well what I'm talking about. Remember you used to talk with me in a nutcracker so people could see me? I do remember that, Bob. I just was thinking you're talking... Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I'm just used to Bob being the one who breaks balls. I have... a cherry lemon something. It's not a gelato, but it's a cherry lemon. I don't think it's a Kush. Maybe it was a gelato. Maybe it was a cherry lemon gelato. Julie got this one. She actually went into the dispensary for the first time in her life today. I set her up with an appointment for her car because she had a couple recalls. You know how great cars are built. Got her an oil change, even though she's only got 1,800 miles because it's been almost, 10 months since we got the car. But I don't go by mileage. I want my car to last forever. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. But then again, you know, I got a free oil, like 4 or 5 free oil changes when I bought the car. Just as a condition. You know, I'm paying you for the car. I don't need a loan, so I'm paying it in cash. So, you know, can you throw in about 4 or 5 free oil changes? And they said, sure. Anyhow, man, Bitcoin's another thing that makes me feel good about this. Oh, you know what? Real quick, I like doing this. I'm gonna give myself a 1-minute break. For anybody who likes sunny days, eat your heart out because this was created for me some time ago. And, it's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna share this. Confirm. I'm going to send this to my Gmail just so I have it. And for anybody who wants to send me an email, strutrugali@gmail.com. You're more than welcome. What's going on here now? Why isn't this working? Ah, here we go. strutrugali@gmail.com. See, it's me, Thomas Spica. Is there a reason why this isn't working? Oh, there we go. Just so that I don't lose that. All right, anyhow. Somebody made this for me many, many years ago. I sang this. Oh, good. Tanya's your daughter up right now. Excellent. Excellent. Well, then I am not. Is your daughter watching right now? We will stop the relaxation. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was created for me. I sang this one time clean, and somebody recorded it. What the? What the heck?
Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. I wear glasses 'cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days. Join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month.
Wow, wow, whoa. Thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. I love you as well. Your first donation. Wow. That's really generous, honestly. That's spectacular. Wow, Tom, you know Tanya's daughter's here for me, not you. How dare you, Bob? Don't make me look like a psychopath in front of her. I gotta keep the younger generation influenced, not make me, not run away. But thank you, Tanya. And to the little one, the younger one. Thank you so much for watching me. It means a lot to me to know that the younger generation is at least paying attention. It does. It means a lot. Let's see. XRP 58.8 cents. I mean, we're still on the cusp here. We're on the cusp, but real quick, we're going to get into H-bar too. I just want everybody who just tuned in, we need to make sure we hold this 58.58 cents. I'm telling you, this could be an explosive weekend. It really could be an explosive weekend. And I hope when I come back here tomorrow or later on, you're welcome, Tanya. You got it, Tom. Get that B2 gold. You better, yes. Yes. B2 gold will be back in my possession on Monday. Hopefully, it pays off what my strategy was at 338. I thought it was coming to 316. We marked it out. We navigated it. And we planned accordingly. But remember, I also have a very nice amount of gold, physical bullion, and a even nicer amount, well, not value-wise, but amount of silver. So, whether I have the commodity or not, I am making hand over fist when it comes to commodities. Or, the precious metal pricing as it continues to go up. But for B2 gold, in the retest 2006-16 on gold, but $3.15. That's where I targeted, and that's where I'm playing it for that move to $5.12. That's what I'm talking about. I keep saying 502, it's 512. I would say what am I blind, but I know that's the case because I can only see out of one eye. 509, what the? Okay, so 509 is that technical breakout. That would be huge. So yeah, like I said, I might be an idiot for not buying it at 320 at the end of the day. I may not get that price, but I was playing 315. I said I'm going to buy it at 315, and I'm going to be stubborn until Monday. If anything, I'll feel the anxiety over the weekend, so it gives you a rush so that you know what to anticipate going Monday. So I'll pay attention to the bullion market Sunday night, and then we'll see what happens. But H-bar before I forget, and then back to XRP. I'm very excited. I like thinly traded weekends. I also like when thinly traded weekends for XRP are coming in more bearish when the rest of the market's doing well. XRP's still not over 60 cents. Now, what's happening with H-bar? Yeah, some could say, well, Tom, isn't that a rising channel? Isn't this a bearish proclamation, Tom? For Christ's, well, not for heaven's sake. That just sounds better. For heaven's sake, you know, these are bearish rising channels, and I would say you are absolutely correct. But what makes a rising channel bearish? If you break bearish. Well, right now we put in what looks like a bull flag, possibly that could save us that whole outcome, and at least get us up to 6-4 over the weekend, you know, in due time. So it's either that happens, or if let's just say we come down, and this is where it becomes a pain in the you know what. If it comes down and breaks 598, now all of a sudden, what's the common rule of a rising channel? Well, you generally come back to where you started. Now, do I think it's going to come all the way back down there? Probably not, but I could see it, you know, make a move down. But I think this looks like a little bull flag here that could stop this downward momentum. I really do. So if this plays out bullish, it'll stop this. And if we just project here, and that's why I say the power of technical analysis, it might not do you any good, but isn't it fun to be able to look at the charts like this and be able to do what I do? Right? Wouldn't you like to do this? Just look at the chart and be like, wait a minute. What the hell is that I see happening there? Oh, that's a rising channel. So I just draw it out like this, and then I could buy resistance, sell support. Well, you know, that's a great idea. Why buy it in the middle here in no man's land? I don't know what the hell is going on. That's a great argument. Great argument. What the hell was that? But anyhow, that's a great argument. But that's a good reason to know technical analysis. That's not my first, my second. Every time I've had a few. But I mean, look at this, Tanya. Do you see how this could turn into a massive inverse head and shoulders here? And it already is. That's why I emphasize that bit. I hope everybody pays attention to my analysis. Look what actually formed here. Like, even if it comes down, it doesn't matter. That's still huge. This is huge. Ah, shish kebabs. Ah, shish kebabs. Then he deletes his rising. Hey, you know, well, I'll just clone this. See, it's sucker. A sucker is born every minute, and it isn't me. Well, Tom, I would argue. That guy, I swear. But yeah, if we have a little bit of a move on a bull flag here, it could get us to 6629. Preferably, that's what we would want, because then you push over the rising channel, and then you could back test here and then continue on our way. So that's what we want. Remember, if it falls through here, it could become pretty bearish. So hopefully that helps with H bar. How long have I been talking now? It's already 7:10. That doesn't seem right. 52. Oh my. Has it really been 53 minutes? How is that possible? Do I really talk that much? I don't think anybody needs to answer it. I do talk that much. Sorry, I just got here. What's up with Doge? Ooh, good question. I haven't talked about Doge in a long time. Julie and myself, we own over 10,000 Doge, as most of you know. We had an epic run when it was a bunch of zeros. But anyhow, Julie had sold it when it was on the Saturday Night Live debacle at my begging of her to please let me sell it for her, and she did. And I bought it back for her at 5.2 or 5.3 cents. Same time I bought XRP, so I bought XRP at 34 cents and Doge was around 5.3. So if you want to do a comparison of what's progressing better, well, obviously there's no comparison there. Julie's doing a little bit better than our XRP. But I know this is going to be a big sucker. And it's got more tokens than XRP. But because of what Elon Musk is doing, I'm not looking for it to go to 5 billion. I'm just looking for, I bought Julie about 10,600 tokens at 5.2 cents for the rebuy. And I want her to be able to ride it over $1 because she will in time. And be able to make some real money with it. Hopefully it could pay for some home improvements that she wants to do. That's what I'm looking at some of these cryptos for. They're going to become my home improvement in the future. But that's what you're looking at for Doge, my friend. That's the short term, the very short term. And then you could look at it a little bit deeper too to know that, yeah, you know, it is breaking out. Absolutely. So if it gets rejected, just know that the value of this kind of technical analysis, some will tell you, hey, you know, this guy's a dick. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This is useless. It's going to go where it's going to go. But now, because you understand technical analysis, you can see the first rejection. If it gets rejected here, you should have a back test here around 11.29 cents. Now you can avoid that back test if it gets over, and let's put on these configurations. Casper's waking up. It's just got to give back. It's just got to take back what it gave away. So I mean, it is waking up, but technically I don't consider anything waking up until it gives me back what it took away. And we all know what I'm talking about with Casper, but it is starting to move. That is for sure. So it bounced off of here. Interesting. But it bounced off. So now that it's broken up here a little bit, it's either we're going to break up and hold 12.8. Initial early result shows us a quick rejection already. Or we have to come back and back test the initial breakout, which we have not done. And you know how I feel about breakouts of short-term patterns. I always like the back test. It's not necessary. You can circumvent it by just breaking over the actual consolidation. But we'll see. So that's what I would absolutely be paying attention to with Doge. But Doge has a big, big move coming if it breaks out. I'm just telling you. And if we just go from the short term, it's going to look like a big move even in the short term. And some will be like, Tom, that's not a big move. It is to me. 17.9 cents if this successfully breaks out in the future here. That's a 38% move. Now, this is what I always tell you guys, though. It's a 38% move. But for somebody who bought it at 5.2 cents, that's a 100% move for me and Julie. Just think about it. 38% move for somebody who buys it there. For me and Julie, it's about 100%. Just consider it. Because if you buy it at 5.2, then your next one's 10.4. The next double up's at about 15.6. I mean, you're starting to get into some pretty good range here if we get to there. But yeah, no, it's not a bad price, I don't think, still. We're still in the bottoming phase. But that's the thing, though. Are we really? Like, we're going to find out a lot about if the crypto market's going to go any deeper or not. But look at that descending consolidation. That's a very long descending consolidation here that is breaking out right now, finally. So, and I've micromanaged that pattern for everybody, so just pay attention. XRP's, it's just mind-boggling where XRP is really going to go. It's just, what pisses me off is because there's so many people that talk about XRP to 10,000, they circumvent and make what I do cheap. They make what I'm talking about cheap, and it really does piss me off. Because I know where it's going to go. I know we're going to get that push up to $1.18, then all of a sudden to $1.50 area or $1.48. We can go over it together. But what everybody else talks about makes what I'm doing look cheap. Because my targets aren't going to be satisfying for anybody. The ultimate here out of this 6.5-year descending consolidation should get us all the way up to $2.40. Now, some people get pissed. Well, I'm sorry, but if I have a 35-cent average and it gets up to $2.40, that's 24 grand at my 3,500 for just 10,000 tokens. To me, that's different. That's a big fucking move. Now, ultimately, that's not my end result. That is a short-term move that I believe this 6.5-year consolidation will get you. Can get you. So, that's $5.49. Now, ultimately, I've shared very transparently that I believe we will hit $10 and we will have an opportunity, if not just one maybe, to do that $10 to $20 double up. Whether it ever happens and materializes, I don't know. What I do know is these are firm targets at 240 and 549 that aren't going to change. So, the reason why I say it cheapens what I do is everybody says, Tom, you know, all these other influencers are saying it's going to 4 digits, it's going to $1,000 per token, 10,000, $1 million. Why not be happy with that $5 and whatever cent target? That breaks all-time highs, and then it gets you into a spot where if it really does make that move to $10, all of a sudden if you have 10,000 tokens, you bought them for $3,500, you've just now appreciated that by over 30 times, and you have 100 grand. You want a 30x just by getting to what? $10? What's wrong with that? If I told you you'd be up 3,000% at just $10, what's wrong with that? Where in your right mind would you be mad about a 3,000% gain? 3,300 or 3,400 to be exact. But most people will be, because they said, oh, if XRP only gets to $10 or $5 or $3, it wasn't even worth holding. On what planet would anybody say, if I invest $3,500, if it gets to $3.60 and it's worth $36,000 and I 10x my money? Who the hell says that? So it cheapens what I do, but it doesn't invalidate what I do. No, no, no. It actually makes it more real. The fact that I give you real targets, I give you real transparent news and notes, you guys should all be salivating, as I am. I wish there was somebody like me, and I'm not just saying that because I want to stay humble, but I wish there was somebody like me when I was trying to do this. Because it was a rough, rocky road to navigate by myself. Me and old Vincenzo were doing it together, and it was not easy. We were losing a lot of money. And then we were losing a lot until we weren't. And then we figured it out. And then we didn't. Because right when you think you figured it out, you don't know anything. Once you realize that even if you know it all, you don't know anything, that's when you truly know it all and don't know anything at the same time. It's a pain in the ass. It's a tricky game, but you don't know anything unless you do know it all, and you don't know it all unless you don't know anything. And if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. If you don't, you don't. That's like in every walk of life. When you start saying you're the pronoun expert, you know, then you're not really an expert, because you stop taking anything anybody else says seriously. I know more than you about the subject, so why the hell should I listen to you, huh? Well, with that mindset, we're never going to proceed. Anyhow, so XRP, thank you for being that guy that you realized needed to happen. I know. I appreciate that, Adam. You know why that means a lot to me, that comment? Because I literally started this channel in March of 2021. March 28th to be exact. I'm sitting there, and I'll never forget. I seen the XRP look like it was about to break out huge, like big. And I said, oh my God, it's going to break out, but, you know, where the hell is it actually going? Like, my charts are saying it's going to, like, and I remember sharing it, $2, $1.50. We didn't know exactly where. And everybody's telling me it's going to 10,000, 500, 10,000, 1,000, 6,000, going up 8,000%. I'm like, oh my God. Then all of a sudden I started looking at my charts deeper. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? Listen, and then I looked at the circulating supply. I'm like, now what the hell are they really, what's going on here? And then I'm like, you know what? I know what's going on here. This is how they buy views. This is how they sell their ticket. This is their big ticket item, is the fleece, heist, and chice my sorry ass who doesn't know any better. This can't happen. I know what I'm doing. I've asked the man upstairs for decades to give me a vision that I can use in the right fashion and allow me to use the tools I've already acquired. And I always wanted to do it on the, you know, via teaching everybody, but I knew it was going to have to be on the computer in some way, somehow. But social media wasn't a thing way back in the day when I was younger. But then it was, you know, it wasn't a thing until it was. It wasn't possible until it is. So then I started doing this because I said, well, this isn't good. I remember I was listening to Extra Vod, and he's like, XRP to $10,000. XRP, you'll never understand what I just, you know, and it was one of those things. And it gets your blood flowing, like, oh my God. And then when it's going up, I realized there was going to be a bunch of suckers born, because as the price goes up 200 to 300% in such a short amount of time, people are going to believe all the nonsense. And then they're going to really start bidding, you know, digging themselves a grave, because they're not going to sell out at the end of this market rally. And I started to believe that, and I convinced myself that's what was going to happen. So I said, not under my watch. And I came on and I made that very famous video. And I proclaimed that I would have 10,000 subscribers 1 year from the date that I made that video. I had 9,999 subscribers 1 year from the date I made that video. It was insane. Some speculate that it was 10,000, but I disagree. Because I know what it says in my analytics. It said 9,999. So if that's not a spot-on prediction, just to show you what I was made of, I believe in what I'm saying. So anyhow, I said I'm going to try to tell everybody the truth. And I remember I was almost crying in 21 when we got up to that price, and I sold at $1.68. Nobody was believing me that we were going to 52. I'll never forget it. It was one of the craziest things. I'm telling everybody, hey, I'm jumping. I'm like, hey, everybody's telling you this. Maybe you should pay attention to the asshole who made all this money and actually sold. And that's been a beautiful journey. It actually hit 52 cents on the nuts, and I proclaimed I would not buy XRP until sub 40. I don't care how high it goes. I'd make my money through something else until it got back to the price I wanted, and that's exactly what I did. And then I bought it back at 28.5, sold at 44, 45, bought back at 34, also bought back at 38 some more. Swing traded some along the way, but nothing that's in the cold wallet. That's about 12,000 tokens now, maybe more. But I always buy more whenever I find an opportunity. So, do I think there's an opportunity in the XRP Bitcoin pairing? You know, now that you guys are so astutely bringing it up, it's building something out. But remember, when it didn't break all the way up, there is a very real chance that it had to come back and consolidate. The fact we're below means, are we going to come all the way back down to 696? I'm not so sure, my friends, that that's what's going to happen. So, we'll discuss the XRP Bitcoin pairing in the days to come. But I'm just telling you, pay attention. Trading View, I love it and hate it at the same time. You know, when you do upgrades on your tools, you really, you know, they shouldn't go backwards. Trading View's gone backwards. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. They've actually gone backwards. It's hard to find something that actually goes backwards in the way Trading View has. It's mind-boggling. But, nah, that's all I really got, guys and gals. That's what I got. It's been an hour and 6 minutes. Hey, if you want to follow me on TikTok, you can follow me on TikTok. I got 20,900 subscribers or followers. I even showed some Fortnite stuff today. Look at that, 4 things. But look at the videos. Whoops, the videos on TikTok have been getting, depending, more views, I would say. Obviously, more views. 11,000. But look, more views. I get more views on TikTok, which is incredible because I don't like TikTok. But anyhow, I gotta go, everybody. I got signaled by Julie. I really gotta go. But pay attention to XRP. I'm not convinced we're gonna break down this weekend. Have a blessed one.